What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Film Fan Reviews. I'm Steve, and today we're going to talk about the new Marvel movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, I've been waiting for this movie for quite a bit now. I love the Marvel movies. I'm not huge into the comics, but I know enough to get by, and I got a real kick out of the first Doctor Strange movie. I know it's kind of like a mixed bag for some people, but I personally loved it. My name's Steve. They say Steve a lot, so maybe I'm a little bit of my ego is in there, but
Steven?
I think Benedict Cumberbatch is awesome, and it's no different in this movie, but the things that are different in this movie is Sam Raimi got to play with this movie so much. Like, you can see his DNA all over, whether it's the quick zooms, the extreme close-ups in people's faces, their eyes, everything like that, making the camera a character, people like making action towards it, like towards you right now, that kind of stuff. And people like reacting to it, getting all close. Like, it's fun stuff like that that kind of has his touches on it. And if you're a fan of his, whether it's the Evil Dead series, his Spider-Man movies that came out in the early 2000s, all of that kind of stuff, you can kind of see all of his style in here if you're a big fan. And is there a Bruce Campbell cameo? There is, but I'm not going to tell you anything more than that. I'm not going to spoil anything in this video. Go see this movie. Yeah, I'm already saying it now. Go see this movie. But so much Sam Raimi in here. He got to play a lot with the horror too. Like, I haven't gotten a horror movie out of Sam Raimi. Well, I should say we haven't got a horror movie from Sam Raimi since 2009 when Drag Me to Hell came out, which I found that on Netflix when Netflix was still the mail service. I know some of you might not know that, but Netflix DVDs came in the mail, and I got that one randomly, not even knowing who Sam Raimi was, no knowledge of the Evil Dead. I was just a kid that loved horror and wanted to see stuff, and I got that in, and that movie's insane. If you're a fan of this movie and you want to see more of Sam Raimi's work, maybe start there, because it's kind of newer and not as old as Evil Dead, even though Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 are some of the best movies, in my opinion, that horror has to offer, especially horror comedy stuff. But go check out Drag Me to Hell. I think it's awesome, too. If you want to give my 5-star rating, I'll put it right up here. Drag Me to Hell is like a 4.5 to a 5. Like, it is awesome. Go see the movie. If you're a fan of like surreal horror movies that are just off the wall and bonkers, I think you'll get a kick out of that, and you'll get a kick out of this movie. This movie plays with that horror so much, what Sam Raimi already is very comfortable in, and he got to be a little bit scary, not too scary, like it's not a flat-out horror movie, but there are a lot of elements that make it horror, whether it's those quick zooms I talked about, whether it's the music he puts in, the setting. The setting is so cool, and all the effects they put in, like, a lot of it's digital, obviously, because it's a Marvel movie, but there are a lot of really cool stuff in here that I think, especially, I went and saw an IMAX today. Go see it on the biggest screen possible, and you will not regret it a single bit. If you're a fan of Marvel, if you're a fan of Sam Raimi at all, I think you'll get a kick out of it, and you want to see it on the biggest screen possible with the best sound possible, just everything. It is not a perfect 5 out of 5 on my 5-star rating scale, but I'm gonna go see it again in theaters because I want to see more things, and I had to go to the bathroom a few times, so I want to see what I possibly missed in those couple minutes I was gone. But it is a 4.5 right now out of 5. Will it get better? Probably. Do I like it more than the first Doctor Strange movie? Absolutely. I'm so happy that Sam Raimi got to make a movie like this. It kind of reminds me of how Taika Waititi got to make like Thor Ragnarok and Thor God and Thunder. So it's actually Thor Love and Thunder. My bad. I think it's going to be so cool to see what he does with that. And these two filmmakers especially got to make their movies, in my opinion. Like, I feel like these movies could exist outside of the MCU and still be fantastic and still have all of their personality in them. So I think Marvel's doing great with that lately, and I can't wait to see what else they do. Now, something I picked up on recently, and I don't know if anybody else has, I'd love to hear your thoughts below, but it seems like Marvel has been focusing a lot on trauma lately with all of their different shows and movies. Like with Falcon and Winter Soldier, for example, how Falcon's kind of trying to figure out where he is and how he fits into this world, and the past Falcons that have existed and things like that, and how that trauma kind of still lives with him even though it wasn't directly on him. And a bunch of the other shows talk about trauma too, whether it's Loki, WandaVision, even Shang-Chi talked about it in the movie too with childhood trauma, and just everything in Marvel right now seems to be really talking about that. And I think it's really cool that they're kind of putting light on mental health, and I think it's a very relatable topic to a lot of people, especially, and I think that's really cool to see, and I hope they continue more with that. And if I'm just speaking out of my ass, then let me know what you think about it anyway, and I'd love to chat with you. Go see this movie. I think it's a blast. It's a fun time at the theater. See it on the biggest screen possible, and yeah, follow my Letterboxd page if you want to. I write up little reviews on there and keep you updated on what I'm watching, and you can follow the rest of my social medias, subscribe to my channel, share this video if you want to share it to your friends, and if they're thinking about going to see a movie this weekend, tell them to go see Doctor Strange. And if you want to give them an example, shoot them my thoughts. I'd love for you to do that. It'd be a big help to me. Comment your thoughts. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. And I will see you next time.